And also like
another view of the Calatrava hub for the New Jersey Path train, and it's really an amazing job they did with like reconstructing the whole downtown area. Of course, it was $4 billion for the hub here. You can see it here, but they did also do extensive underground work to make it easy for New Yorkers to connect with other trains that are in the area. And it did entail a lot of work, and so it was a lot of underground work that required a lot of expensive construction. So, and again, some people say maybe too much was spent, maybe enough thought wasn't put into it, into what was going on. But that's what happens when you have these big mega projects. But people really enjoy it. And just today, this is a Saturday in March, March 5th, it opened up. It's a cold day here in New York. Very soon it's going to be warm, you know, next week. But it opened up to the public for everyone to see. And you can see here, it's starting to hustle and bustle downtown, like they're finally putting everything into action. And so we'll soon see the years of effort after 2001. It's 2016 right now, so that's quite a time afterward. 15 years later, but with all these projects, that's how much work it takes to do a lot of this. And that building in the distance is 7 World Trade Center. That went down when the World Trade Center went down also. So there's your new World Trade Center right there. This is the interior of the Calatrava Center. This is the new center for the PATH train. You can see how beautiful it is. Such a huge space. See here. Isn't it just beautiful? Now again, this took $4 billion to build and a number of years to build it. But I think in 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, people will love this. This will become like the Eiffel Tower almost. I'll just take some film just to allow everyone to see what's going on here. And then we're just taking a look on the northern side right now, because these wings for the Calatrava Center are on both the northern side and the southern side. And then we'll take a look at the southern side of the wing right here. You can see there's the other building going up. That was earlier that we saw, 3 World Trade Center. This is just so impressive from the outside. It's like just amazing when you see it. It's like, oh, it's going to be worth the money in about 20, 30, 40 years. People will be really, really impressed with it, and they will just fall in love with the center. It'll be like one of the achievements for New York. People will just love it. Now we're heading toward where the PATH station is. So this is going to be one of the entryways from like the New York side, from Church Street to the PATH station. But it's very nice. Like it gives everyone this monumental image of New York. So we'll take another look. This is looking east, sorry. In the station, because again, this is the northern wing and this side is the southern wing, you know, and again, that's west, and then towards the PATH station is east. here. So we'll take a look at the PATH station just to have everyone have a great view and be able to appreciate this monument to achievement. This monument to like New York City. And it's like one of the greatest cities out there. But this allows people and allows New York to kind of talk about and show what they've done. So again, this is the PATH station here. You can see it's designed for a lot of people, and it should be, because what happens is there's going to be tens of thousands of people working downtown using this PATH station. So they need to develop capacity for the PATH station in order to have enough service for everyone. You can see here, beautiful station here, all in the distance. All the doors, and Westfield Properties is going to be doing a lot of store rental and ownership here. So that's going to be very good for everyone. This is just a beautiful facility. Just another part of the PATH station in the Calatrava Center. A great place for people just to walk up here and take a view of everything. That's not open yet, but that's going to be a great tourist attraction. You can see the escalators in the distance, right over there, the escalators leading up and allowing people to take a view of the whole center here. And you can see here, stores are going to be around here. You can see a little bit more closely how they're getting all the stores ready. But this is going to be like just great and allow people a very scenic view of this whole open space. It's almost like making a statement. And a lot of times architecturally in the world, people and architects and different places love to make these statements with huge open spaces just to say how nice a place is. So you can see here all this space to be viewed from people going shopping. So it's going to be very nice to be able to see that. It's going to be a wonderful thing to see. And people are just going to love this whole spot. Like there's another part for viewing right there. People going up the escalator to be able to take a look at everything. It's going to be really a beautiful place for people to see. And this is going to be a very big tourist spot, like in a few years. This is the rest of the PATH system that goes from the Calatrava Center. And they're still working on more areas. It's going to be just beautiful. You can see it all here, how everything looks. These are all the turnstiles. And this is done intentionally because there's going to be a huge amount of people downtown working. And it's going to be very important to have all this extra space. You can see here. Just going to be a beautiful place. And then this is looking back towards the Calatrava Center. So you can see how it's just wonderful here. Again, we'll take a walk back and then take a look from near the stairs how it all looks for the PATH train, and to understand a little bit better how this really nice monument to New York, which of course cost $4 billion, but an expensive, nice monument, is set up. You can see here from the distance. And these are the steps leading up to the Calatrava Center. And then we're taking a look from the steps to the PATH train. You can see here turnstiles, everything getting ready for all the crowds that are going to be here taking the PATH trains to New Jersey, because right now maybe it's not so important, but 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when New Jersey gets much more developed, it's going to be important to have this extra capacity that they're building for. And it's going to be a great capacity, making New Jersey and New York a great place to work and live in. And here we're going back into the Calatrava Center. so you can have a chance to see what this is like. This is another view of the Calatrava Center. You can see how impressive it is up close. Now, earlier we were taking a look at the Calatrava Center from Church Street, but this is 1 block away to the west. So you can see the distance. Those are the buildings on Church Street there, but this is like behind the scenes, as they would say. But a chance to see how big the center is. Now, we had earlier looked inside the center, and it is so impressive with all the space. But again, that's really making a statement. When they have all that space, that's making the statement that we're here, and it's great, and it's an impressive center, and they spent a lot of money on it. That's what the statement is. And right now, people might be saying $4 billion for this space, but 10 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now, they will see the space and people will be so impressed. It's sort of like the way the subways were built in New York. When you look at the subways now, people just take it for granted that all the subways were built in New York. But 100 or so years ago, when the subways were being built, it was a tremendous expense. And now, if they were to try to duplicate what is spent or what was spent on the subways 100 or so years ago, it would be impossible. They're building a new subway system in New York, a new subway on the 2nd Avenue line. And it's just about 25, 30 blocks. And it cost billions of dollars. And that was even difficult just doing that. So now the question is, would they ever be able to do that again? I doubt it. So this center, though it cost $4 billion, it's a reflection of like a monumental achievement, something that's like an investment right now. So 50 years from now, 100 years from now, someone will look at this center and be really, really impressed with what they have. And it's just a statement. And that's really what is going on. Like, people like to make these statements with architectural monuments. That's why we have the pyramids. Pyramids are pretty much a statement to the pharaohs and to what they achieved and what was done. So here again, this is 1 block away, and we're just taking a look at the exterior to see what this Calatrava Center looks like. This is for the people of the world to kind of see what's going on here. It's so impressive seeing everything. You can see how everything is here. You take a look at all the buildings around. That's a new building right there that went up, apartment building. And that's another new building right there that went up, another apartment building. And the old Woolworth building is right there. And that's been converted into condos and commercial space. And this is like the post office. You can see all the beautiful buildings all around here. That's the World Trade Center right there. And you can see how beautiful it is. And it's a bright, beautiful Saturday. And so this is for all the world to see. People who can't make it here to New York have a chance to see the Calatrava Center and the entire exterior. And this is the park for the World Trade Center Memorial. This is where the 2 World Trade Center towers were. And that's the World Financial Center right there. So you can see how beautiful it is back here. And it's amazing just seeing how everything has changed. And it's just going to be a beautiful space. And once all this is done, it's going to be such an impressive area with the hustle and bustle of people. And that's why one of the reasons why they spent so much on this Calatrava Center, because they know that as all these buildings get done, like here, 3 World Trade Center, and in the distance 4 World Trade Center, and then 1 World Trade Center right here, they're going to need all this extra space and all this space for additional transportation. And that's why it's to their credit that they've invested in it ahead of time and took the courage to make that investment.